Good morning, student. Today I am going to discuss with you poem 3 of your chapter, that is Keeping Quiet. In this poem, the poet talks about a very strange, striking theme. It is basically an anti-war poem. The poet is deeply concerned about violence, cruelty to animal, and plight to the manual worker. Here the poet offers a very simple solution to many of our problems. In this poem, the poet has emphasized the importance of introspection. So dear student, this was the theme and the summary of the poem. Now coming to the line by line of the poem, the first line. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. According to the poet has asked every one of us to keep still, to keep quiet, till he counts 12. And why does he say 12? He says 12 because there are 12 hours in a clock and 12 months in a year. And also because counting to 12 does not take much of a time. So the poet has requested, has advised everyone to keep quiet for some time and to introspect. Understood? The first two line. Now coming to the next two line. For once on the face of the earth, let us not speak in any language. The poet has requested everyone on this earth not to speak in any language. Why? Because it might create a misunderstanding. And secondly, he also says that let us not move our arm so much. Arm here refers to the weapon and the arms in the human body. So in this very extract, the poet has asked to stop two of the activity. What is that? The first activity is not to speak in any language. The poet means that nothing should be spoken either verbally or non-verbally so that there is no misunderstanding. And also he wants everyone to keep their arm, not to move the arm much. Okay, now coming to the next three line. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engine. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. According to the author, if all the activities come to a standstill, it would be an exotic moment. Exotic means it would be a strange moment. There would be no rush, there would be no engine, and everybody would be together in a complete strangeness. Is it clear? Okay. Now coming to the next extract. In the next extract, the poet has given the example of a fisherman and the man gathering salt. He says that fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hand. Fishermen usually catches fish, particularly the whale. So he had advised the fishermen not to go deep into the cold sea so that they do not risk their life. Fine. And then he had again given the example of the man gathering salt. That is the man who works day and night. The hurt hand simply means the destruction that the human has caused to themselves and the environment. So he wants the fisherman and the man gathering salt not to harm themselves. Is this clear? Now coming to the next extract. Those who prepare green war with gas, war with fire, victory with no survival, will put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in their street doing nothing. Here in this extract, the poet has warned all the people who are preparing for the war, that is green war with the forest, then war with gas, war with fire. He says that in such case, if the people are involved in war, there would be no one to appreciate the victory. So he had asked each one of us to put on clean clothes, that is to put on clean thought. And if this happened, each and every one of us would act like a brother and would come out in the street and they would not do anything. And this can happen only because when we are quiet, when we keep ourselves still so that we can introspect ourselves. Is this clear? Is this clear? So here the poet has given us the example of the people who are involved in all the destructions. Is this clear, student? Okay, now coming to the next one. He says that what I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Here the poet had advised, he says that he had asked the people to keep quiet, but that does not mean that the people should be inactive. He had asked the people to work, to keep on working, but to keep still, but to keep some time for themselves, because he says that life is what it is all about. and I want no truck with death if we are not so single-minded. So again, he had advised the people not to be single-minded and keep moving. But while they are moving, they should keep some time for themselves so that they can introspect themselves. And then now coming to the next one, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness. So all this sadness is only because the people, they do not have time for themselves. They do not have time to understand themselves, and because of this, they are into sadness of never understanding themselves and of threatening ourselves with death. And that is why, because the people, they are threatening themselves to death. Perhaps the hurt. Now coming to the very last paragraph, what does the poet says? The poet says that the earth can teach us. Uh, the earth can be the best example. Why? Because when everything seems to be dead, when at night, when everything seems to be dead, it is only the earth that keep awake, and it gives life to the people. And now I will again, while explaining all this, now he believe that the people have understand the importance of introspection and the importance of keeping quiet. So he says that I will count to 12 and you all will keep quiet and I'll go. Now he's totally assured that the people had understood what he want to say, and that is why he says that I will count to 12 and you will all keep quiet. Fine, this is clear. Just this poem is only the importance of introspection. The poet has given the meaning of introspection. In this respect, he is of the opinion to bring a total. He says that the people should not be inactive. They may realize some strangeness and enjoy the strange moment in their life. And so, because of that, he has urged the people not to fight, not to get themselves involved in war, and that can only happen when they have time to introspect themselves. So, is this clear, student? So, today only this much. I have given you some this assignment. So, this is the first assignment coming on the screen. Now we will count to 12. So, the question is, what is the significance of the number 12? The answer is, the significance of the number 12 is that there are 12 hours in a clock and 12 months in a year. It is a measurement of time. The second question is, what two activity does the poet want us to stop? The poet wants us to keep quiet and not to speak. He does not want us to move our arm. Okay. The third question of this extract is, what does the poet mean by let us not speak in any language? The poet means that nothing should be spoken either verbally or non-verbally, so that there is no misunderstanding. So dear student, you have to note down all this in your practical notebook. That will be for your practical assignment. Now coming to the second extract, for once on the face of the earth. The question that goes is, what is the significance of keeping quiet? The answer is, the poet wants us to keep quiet so that we can discontinue our activity. This silence will give us time to introspect the solution to the social, political, and religious problem, and to understand ourselves and to shape our destiny properly. The second question of this extract is, what does he want us to do for a second? He wants us to stop all our action for 1 second. Okay. Now the third question is, what does he hope to achieve by keeping quiet? The poet hopes that by keeping quiet, we will get an opportunity to introspect, and the strange stillness will give us a feeling of togetherness. Fine. So now coming to the next extract, that is there on the screen, and the question answer is also there. It would be an exotic moment. So the question that comes out to be is, what will happen if there is no rush? The answer is, there will be peace all around if there is no rush or the sound of running of the engine and machine. Is this clear, student? I am reading fast so that, since the question and answer has been provided to you on the screen, you can note it down. What sort of moment will be? It will be a very exciting and a beautiful moment. Okay, the next question is, how would all of us feel at this moment? All of us will enjoy the unusualness and sudden strangeness of this moment. Okay, all this question has to be written down in your notebook. Now coming, that is the end. And I hope this is the last extract. Those who prepare Green War, the paraphrase, that is the explanation, has been provided to you, and I have already explained you all kind of war must be stopped. The Green War against the environment, war with gas, war with fire. In such war, victory is meaningless and there is no survival left after the war is over. So instead of fighting war, people should come out in the best dress, that is the best thought. They must go out for a walk with their brothers. They must move around under the shady trees and enjoy doing nothing. Okay, student, I hope the poem is clear to you. Only this much for today, and tomorrow again I will be going with the paraphrase of this poem, and the question answer I'll be asking you. So I hope that you will put down all this question answer in your notebook and be prepared. Thank you. God bless you. Stay home, stay safe.